Yeah, no, I think especially after this week, and we're going to talk about it, like a lot of people were very high on Mickey and Morgan coming into this week, and we're very happy with the earlier results.
Oh,
But
yeah.
based off of what they've done now with Mickey's HOH, now I'm seeing everyone's like, I'm done with Mickey and Morgan. I don't like them anymore. So it's like, like because of how chaotic the cast is, it's very hard to really like have a rooting interest and like really like kind of follow what's going on. And because a lot of the players are acting so irrationally, like you can't, there's not really like something to grab onto like in a normal season where you're like, oh, here's this alliance and here's this alliance, and I'm rooting for this one over this one. It's like, it's such an amalgamation. Yeah, it's
nothing
so
is
wild.
going together, and that's why we're so confused. And I got to give credit because I mean, if Hotel Mystere is what they were going for, they damn got it. You know what I mean? We got a bunch of people that don't know what's going on, including us. Like you have to glue to the feeds just so you don't miss that one pivotal conversation, because it's not them just hanging around talking about their favorite color or their second favorite color or their dead dog's name. You know, like they're not short on conversations, and that's what I love about the Blockbuster. You can be an anti-Blockbuster person if you want to, but the fact remains that it throws a wrinkle in every single week. This entire game is so much different than it was 2 years ago. It is a very different landscape, and I don't think now. I will say that there's always an innovator that comes along that changes things up and makes you go, wow, I can't believe none of us thought to make that kind of move, right? So, I mean, there's a plethora of decisions that to point at in Big Brother and go, that was the moment that this power changed. I remember when the power veto was introduced and we were like, what is this? Right? And then I remember when they brought on the first few weeks twists, is what I call it, because every twist that they would bring on in the beginning of a season would dissipate by week 5. And you're like, all right, now we're playing Big Brother. And people started utilizing those twists to their advantage, knowing that they're setting themselves up for middle game. And then there were innovations like huge moves, like, of course, Dan's funeral. That could not have happened without the power of veto and all of the different, punishments that had been laid out. Had there been no isolation punishment for Dan, he wouldn't have had time to think himself into the funeral. So all of these elements that we're bringing to the game, and people are saying you're ruining the game, dude. I think it makes sense. You just got to figure out how to innovate something that's probably going to be a staple. And I don't think that we've gotten the full potential of how someone could treat an HOH yet, because right now we're still centrally focused on playing old school Big Brother. Put up the big target, hope to God he doesn't win a veto, have a plan B, roll into Thursday night knowing what we're going to do with our plan B. But I don't think we're utilizing, backdoor. I think we're attempting to utilize a backdoor somehow, and that's not the way to play a 3-person nomination. And I haven't seen anyone come out with a plan on how to use the game to their advantage. So until we get an HOH that puts up 2 pawns and a target, or no pawns, or all 3 pawns, like until we get a legit backdoor kind of movement to where someone is utilizing the 3-person. Right now, every HOH that goes into office leaves very shakily because they just nominated 4 or 5 people. Well, all right, if we're going to nominate 4 or 5 people every week, how about I put some people in there that I want to earn their respect and or make them nervous? I want to put this person in, make them think that they are the target so that they fight harder. I can place the blame over there on that side. They told me that they wanted your name up. Don't come at me. Shit like that. There's all kind of ways to play, and I don't think we've seen it used yet. So the Blockbuster and all of the cool twists and fun activities that happen, I haven't seen anyone use it yet. I don't even remember what the damn question was, but there you go.
No, that was great. And I think like this season so far, there's been more days where I've woken up and been like, wait, what happened overnight on feeds than like the last few seasons combined. And, the 5-finger plan kind of made them shift and have to do drawing for the veto. And then people were like, okay, well, we'll just backdoor, in hope that people say. I think what happened was Big Brother kind of lost momentum in the end of the week where it's like, okay, Monday, the renom happens, and then like it's kind of known who's going to go by Thursday. And there weren't like these big, exciting moments. And I think production has figured out how to always have this big exciting moment with the blockbuster. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of, and I'm a huge nerd. I spend so much time thinking about how to break, these twists in games. I haven't figured out a way to play around the blockbuster. Like, you need your target to be on the block on the eviction night, but like there's no way you can guarantee that they're going to be on the block when the votes actually happen. So I think whoever came up with Blockbuster deserves a raise. Like what a interesting thing.
It's a twofold kind of operation. So you got, I mean, let's face it, Big Brother has a stranglehold on the live production. Like there's no other game is offering you 24/7. Right? So Big Brother's like, all right, well, we got lockdown on live feeds. That's pretty cool. So how do we get people directed to the Thursday episode? How do we keep the not only just keep the television show afloat, but how do we utilize it to maximize our audience? And they were like, well, let's have the freaking Super Bowl, Daytona 500, and the Kentucky Derby all in one. Let's do it on every week, like once a week. It's just battle royale, and who survives is the gladiator to move on. So they brought on this element that's like, all of us go into Thursday having no idea what's going to happen. Used to, we go in on a Thursday and go, all right, 50-50. Let's see how they reacted. Let's see what kind of conversations were happening leading up to all of this. And production is known to lie. Therefore, we're probably also going to get blindsided. That was the only other option. It was like, do we know or do we not know?
Yeah, it's 50-50 on a good week, right? Like,
right.
most of the time it's like 80-20, 90-10.
Or landslide 10 votes.
Yeah.
Right? We were like, what a boring Thursday. We just went into a Thursday night going, I hope to God I get to see the HOH competition. Yeah. That was our only thought. Like, I hope I get to see, I hope Friday morning when I go to work to talk to my buddies, I hope I know who has power this week.
Yeah.
That was my only thought. Now you go into a Thursday and you're like, holy shit. Oh my God, if so-and-so goes home, then it's these two. And right now these two are controlled by this one, but this one is, and you're like, oh my God, well then what if that one wins? And then I show up and freaking Kelly wins again. And I'm like, what is happening? What is this game? What is this? And I'm like, I'm freaking hooked, dude. This is the shit. So I'm in it hard. And then you roll in and then I'm like, damn, I still don't know who won the head of household. So now I'm just scouring the whole time. I just stay on Instagram for update. So it's like, that's like crack, man. They know what they're doing. It's really cool. And I think that they've taken this, and the other portion of that was, we're bringing in a greater audience, and this is great. But the other thing that it brings on is an element of combative competition, just battling it out. And that's that element from the challenge. I mean, challenge has such amazing success because it's one of the only shows where you can see literal head-to-head action. It's NFL Sunday. I mean, I get to watch these dudes go hard against each other, and I get to watch all of the scheming and the fun on the background leading up to the battle. And now you get to get face shots of everyone standing watching the competition and their hopes and dreams just hinging on the last 3 seconds of this competition. It's television gold. So when you have that combative element, it brings on a new vigor. It brings on a new like foaming at the mouth, fanatical support for this television show. So it's bringing on this bringing on the live crowd. We got the live feeders and all of their analytics and stats and spreadsheets. And then we got what they call the casual viewer, or the people that just enjoy watching reality television. By the way, don't hate on casual viewers.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones keeping the show on card, and they can get you into a movie at half price. So don't hate on casual viewers, right? So you have all of that, and then you have these people that just happen to be watching TV and they love live combative stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is exciting!" So that person's gone now; they're just gone, and like, yeah. And then there's other people, they get to stay, and it's just crazy. You bring in so many different types of people with so many different types of gameplay that it's shifting what we used to think Big Brother was. We used to think Big Brother was Will and Dan and Janelle and you know Casey and it was on the back of some the backslide of some of the newer older Big Brother, you know, and then you bring in elements like the Cookout, which is my God, my favorite alliance of all time. They were freaking Sherman marching to the sea. It was a bloodbath every week, but it was so kind and delicate. It was insane. So we brought on all of these elements from the old show, and now we're bringing in new viewers, and we're bringing in this live audience, and we're bringing all these elements in, and it's shifting to a new, very cutthroat, very performative based show, to where it's like you either show up or you're getting gone. There's not going to be any more of this, and I'm not making a dig here, but there's not going to be any more of the old people coming in and setting the tone. I mean, you're gonna have some people that want to come in, 50 or above, and they're gonna set the world on fire with cool diary room sessions or funny little corpse in the house, and America's gonna love them. But it's gonna be really hard for them to compete for these ever evolving games where it's getting more and more athletic, more and more timed, more and more strength based, more and more endurance based. So these crap shots, these crapshoot games of putting something or throwing a dart at a wall or something like we're in a new era and we have to embrace it. I mean, you have to embrace the change and ride the wave for where the show goes. So it's like, well, this is where we are. So this has been so much fun watching the evolution of the game, and it's now this didn't happen when I was such a huge fan years and years ago. I didn't have the opportunity to see my favorite players talk about shit like this.
Mhm.
It's so crazy to see behind the curtain and have so many more people involved in it now. So I love where the game's at now, and I just want to keep riding the wave.